Hey, Bourbon family. Hope you're hanging in there on this Manic Monday. Whiskey Phoenix coming to you with another daily review. Now, I have to be honest, I'm getting a little concerned as I look at my bourbon collection and how many bottles we have left to do. I'm hoping I can sustain this through the end of the year, but we'll just have to see what happens. If I can't come at you with a daily bourbon review, I will come up with something else instead. But what I have for you today is one that I found very intriguing when I first tried it. I had had some things from RD1 before, but I think it was just their straight whiskey bourbon. But what I've got for you today is RD1's Japanese Mizunara and French oak finish. I had an opportunity to sample it before I bought it because I happened to be at the Party Source in Bellevue when some of the tasting people were there and giving out samples, and so this was the one that I chose to try, and I was really happy that I did. This is the classification for this one. Technically is a straight bourbon and rye finished with Mizunara and French oak staves. Now, you know I love my research, Bourbon family, so I had to go to RD1's site and take a look. Now, they did say that this was a limited release. It was released in June of 2025. I know the last time that I was like in a liquor store, I was still able to find it in Northern Kentucky. But yeah, I can't say if it's readily available in your area, wherever you're watching this from. But what they put out on their website and my research is that this was their vision for a limited release to balance the sweet sophistication of French oak with the woodsy nature that Mizunara brings in a well-aged bourbon and rye. So what they said was they started with the French oak, which they wanted to heavily influence the bourbon. And after the barrels had aged for 5 years, they inserted a medium toasted French oak wood necklaces, is how they put it on their website, into the original American white oak barrels, then allowing it to rest for twice as long as their portfolio for French oak bourbon. Then they blended the 5-year finished bourbon with the 7-year bourbon and an 8-year rye to advance the flavors. And then finally, they say that they added lightly toasted Mizunara wood staves to the whiskey blend for a shorter amount of finishing time and to delicately introduce its character of sandalwood and oriental incense. So that's straight from RD1's website as far as this goes. I also found it interesting that I guess Lexington actually has sister cities in Japan and France. So I guess that really helps to, bring this one together. So, there was kind of the age statement there, a 5-year-old French oak finished bourbon, a 7-year-old bourbon, and an 8-year rye. The distillery, it's just sourced from an undisclosed Kentucky distillery is all I could find on that. The mash bill, they're saying, is a blend of the 5-year-old bourbon is coming in at 70% corn, 21% rye, and 9% malted barley. The 7-year-old bourbon is coming in at 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% malted barley. And then finally, the 8-year-old rye, 51% rye, 31% corn, and 12% malted barley. Still got a good pop on it. And as you can see, I haven't been hitting this one very, very hard because, they did say it was a limited release. So it's like, well, if I can't find it, then I'm going to have to make this last. The MSRP, if I remember right, I think I paid $75 for this out of the Party Source, but I've seen that it should come in at come in anywhere between an MSRP of 70 to I guess $75, because that's, I looked at my Only Drams, and because I'm starting to be better about when I buy stuff, adding it to Only Drams as soon as I get home, putting in where I bought it from, how much I paid for it. So I don't think I paid anything really extra for it if it's coming in anywhere between $70 and $75. So let's get into this. Oh man, it's really kind of, to me, it's kind of sweet on the nose. I get a little bit, I'm almost picking up a floral. Yeah, something flowery. I'm also getting a little bit of cinnamon. And, I don't know if I'm mistaking the flowery for, is that lemon? Or maybe it's both. No, it's definitely floral to me. And cinnamon on the nose. Okay. First drink. We know how it goes, fam. This has really got a nice, like, golden appearance to it, and the fingers on this are really good. Coming down at kind of like a medium speed. So, all right, now let's see. On the palate, right away, I get like honey. Then a little bit of oak. Maybe some brown sugar. You all are gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm not even lying. There's kind of like I can't decide if it's like a graham cracker, or y'all remember Cinnamon Toast Crunch? It almost gives me that kind of a feel, but I think I'm gonna lean more into like a graham cracker, maybe even a little bit of marshmallow toast. Really good though. I mean, the finish is, there's some cinnamon to it, kind of like a lingering oak. I'd say the finish is anywhere from medium to medium long. Slightly warming. This is coming in at 102 proof. But again, it's just warm. It's not, your mouth isn't on fire where that's concerned. And I'm almost picking up some kind of a, maybe like maple. And I think the cinnamon kind of is sitting there on the palate for me as well. A lot of people, reading through, they really felt that a lot of the overall experience, they found that it was unique and deceptive. That some of the reviews that I noticed from people was that the bourbon's flavor profile is complex, but at the same time, it didn't present as expected for maybe some of these more seasoned people in the bourbon community that may be able to, really be able to pick up the difference between the French oak stave and the Mizunara. But overall, I mean, the reviews that I came across, they rated it fairly highly. I forgot to mention at the beginning that just in case you're new, like me, RD1 actually stands for Registered Distillery 1, which was founded in 2020, and it's located in Lexington, Kentucky. I guess originally they were known as Ashland Distillery, and then it later changed ownership and became William Tard Distillery, which coincidentally was Lexington's first federally registered distillery. Hence, Registered Distillery 1. So I did forget to bring that up in the beginning, but if you can find this, like I said, I have seen it when I've been out. Even though it said it was a limited release, here we are almost, 5 months later. But again, that was back in September. I was still seeing it out on the shelves, and then, I didn't hardly do anything but, plan for the move in October. So if you can find it in your area, I would suggest picking it up. I would give this a 9.5 out of 10 for me personally. I just really enjoy it. So there is your review on this Manic Monday. I will put the link in the comments as always. If you've had this from RD1, leave your comments and your review, or leave your review in the comments, or, comment and let me know what you thought of it. And also in the bio, Hang Like Gummies, referral link, and the code KIM10 to get 10% off. So, all right, there you have it, family. As always, please drink responsibly, and I'll see you in the next one.